The Opium Wars started in 1839 and ended in 1842, meaning that the Opium Wars lasted about 3 years. There were two countries involved in the Opium Wars. There was Great Britain and there was China. After the British had no more opium trading with India, they went to China and began major trading in Canton and then sold it to Chinese merchants. China began flooding with opium, so the Imperial Commissioner for Canton decided to cut off all trading with opium and began beheading all Britons in China and made the ones who surrendered work in the farms.
From 1840 to 1842, the British set out on a campaign through China. During the summer of 1840, the British blockaded Pearl River. Then they pushed through to Beijing to intimidate the Chinese court and force a negotiation.
Opium Wars took place in Canton City, which is now called Guangzhou. The Opium War left China completely dominated by European powers. This was the case of imperialism to the highest degree. China was forced to trade with foreign nations against the will of its government and people. China was flooded by Westerners who could live by their native laws and not by Chinese law. Millions were left addicted to opium in all social levels, including politicians. It was a blow to highly patriotic people forced to be in compliance with foreign governments while still not being a colony. The Treaty of Nanjing set the scope and character of an unequal relationship for the ensuing century that the Chinese would call national humiliations. The treaty was followed by other incursions, wars, and treaties that granted new concessions and added new privileges for the foreigners. Under this treaty, China also ceded Hong Kong to the British for up to 155 years. Until 1997, the Treaty of Nanjing marked the beginning of foreign commercial and residential privileges in China. It was the first in a series of unequal treaties which gave foreigners special rights in China and set the stage for exploitation of the Chinese economy and resources. The British treaty was soon followed by an American and French treaties. Decades after the First Opium War ended, the Second Opium War started in 1856. This means that opium, for a long time back then, was in such high demand for trade. And this one drug was so addicting that it started many wars to come.